What's up, guys? It's Jughead here, just a down-to-earth guy trying to bring you some down-to-earth content. Welcome back. Both of us, welcome back here in this moment to our Let's Watch Hunter x Hunter series. Today, we have hit a landmark episode, landmark checkpoint, episode 50. 148 episodes, episode 50, a third of the way there. Finally. I've been gone a while, but I am back. I am back. Anime is back. Hunter x Hunter is back. All the other Let's Watch series we are going through are back. I apologize for my absences. You know life, I'm not going to get into it. But my memory serves me very well. My brain, crystal clear, never fails me. I remember everything. You don't have to worry about me having forgotten any information, any lore, any progress we've made, any of the storytelling. Don't matter how long I'm gone. My brain, I can always rely on. My memory, I can always rely on. That is why I just want to kick it into the next gear, and I just want to get this story going, get this episode going. Been gone so long. Why hear me talk now? We can talk during the discussion. I'm going to shut up. I want to watch some Hunter x Hunter, goddammit. I will see you in a few seconds. Okay, Hunter x Hunter, episode 50. Let's get into this. Before we get started, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join us on our journey here together. With that out of the way, in 3, 2, 1, let's watch from the beginning, because I see there's a new intro or something going back from the last episode. Feels like we never left. Ooh, I'm hype. There's our boy Hisoka. Play dumb. Yep. Nobody knows anybody. You idiot. Nobody knows anybody. Oh, yeah, saw them at the... We arm wrestled each other. Yeah, we have. We arm wrestled each other. A good lie. They're gonna know he's pretty strong because she knows his strength. She don't even remember. Memory of a goldfish. The complete opposite of me. I never forget. But they know he has to be pretty strong, a somewhat special kid. Uh-oh. Now they're gonna be testing his strength. They're gonna be put through the litmus test of sorts. It's a good lie though. Lie that you don't know Hisoka, but play off the awkwardness or the if you seemingly got caught by pointing to the girl you do know. So it's like you're telling the truth. Don't have to worry. Man, back of his hand is so sore from losing so many times. That would almost be a good thing. Hisoka say play dumb, maybe even play weak. Make it seem like you're nobody special, no threat. Don't make yourself an enemy of the troupe. You don't know Hisoka, you don't know the chain user, you know nothing. You're just here because you were a couple of kids that wanted to cash in on some bounties. Who is dead. They don't know who the chain user is. Uh-oh. Hey, let's be on everybody's good side here. That look reminds me of the... back at the tournament, that purple glow when he found out his brother was, Hit a rocker. Simple-minded and straightforward. He loved a good all-out fight. Sounds a lot like Gon. Sounds a lot like the personality of an enhancer. I've known him since before the troop was founded. I knew him, not know him. Uvo would never lose in a fight. Well, I hate to break it to you, pal. Ooh, he's crying. I like how the display of emotions is never held back. He's gonna have to dig up his body. They know that Kurapika was recently hired. I think he just caught on. Nice. Ooh! Once he gets angry. We're rewinding that shit back. That was cold. Bunch of heartless monsters who will kill hundreds, but you'll mourn the death of one of your own. Couldn't spare a fraction of that grief for the people you've killed. Exactly. Look at that anger coming through. Oh shit. Hey, continue to play dumb, dude. Making himself look good. And also protecting. Don't do anything stupid. I love how tense this is. Don't. You're a torturer, don't do it. Oh, come on, not another time. He's already broken his arm twice, man. How much do we have to add to the arm count? Arm wrestling and breaking arms are like the two hallmarks of this show. Both of them happening in one episode? Like No Country for Old Men. Your life rests on the flip of a coin. Do they want to let go of someone so strong? Okay, looking right through the skirt. What? No memories. Can she read people's memories? That would be insane. Yeah, how? I'm like the same way, like... Yeah, what is her ability? Can she read memories? Read minds? Kind of like how... They have no memory. Kind of like how Kurapika can test if somebody's telling the truth. Wow. Since Nen is an extension of their self, Nen... Yep. But now I have an image in my head. So you can't let her touch her again. She can't let you... He can't let her touch him again. But Gon still doesn't know. He hasn't caught on yet. Ah, he's smart. They're not working for nobody. I love when characters are just interacting together, you know? More so than the action, this dialogue is... I love it. Give me a big bowl of it. I love when he does that. Uh-oh. The kid beat him in an arm wrestling match. Yep, I was gonna say. You're technically down a member. Replace the other enhancer. Chrollo's gonna want to get a look at him. And I mean, yeah, you can recommend you recruit him as much as you want, but don't mean if you don't want to, don't. Exactly. Enhancer personality. I went through this a long time ago. They all share the same personalities. That's sick. Yep. Gon is strongest when he fights with Killua. He preferred having someone to protect. That's how Gon feels. Yep. Just like Gon and Killua. Enough nostalgia. It's insane. You just have a whole list. Who is this? Snowden? Okay, well, you can knock some of them off the list because they're dead. Killua. Franklin killed the other guys. Everybody else has seen him fight. Asuka? Nice. Heal yourself. Oh, he doesn't have his skills yet, so he doesn't know how to use it. Just natural healing ability. Ooh. Flashbacks. Oh, now Nobunaga knows how strong he is. Ooh. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Don't fight someone you can't beat. He still has the scars on his ankles from Finks. Assassin mixed with hunter. Are we about to see them put together? Oh, his eyes went back to normal. Hey, let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Get your anger out on the wall. Two people he's frozen to. Illumi and Hisoka, which is a big deal.
うまくゼパイルさんと合流できてるといいけど。キルは大丈夫?
Who's shaking? Anxiety or all that adrenaline?
ねえ、ゼパイルさんに教えてもらったのって焼き漬けと開きとあとなんだっけ? 忘れた。横付けだった。
Let's get some conversation going, maybe get the mind off of it.
俺がおとりになる。その隙にお前だけでも逃げろ。何言ってんだ。
まったくだ。やめとけ。敵の力量がわからねえほど未熟でもあるめ。
Not if both of you are angry as hell.
わかってるよ。そんなこと。
I think if both of them really exploded, I think they could take him.
一部の隙も見せずに俺たちを監視する敵。
Aido Master. Shodachi, his range is at least 2 times mine. Is that what his blade is called? Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think I know what's going on. My theory of Illumi mind controlling Killua. I think Illumi's pushing his brother. And Killua's fighting back. So when he was walking towards Nobunaga, it was Illumi taking control, but Killua took control back of his body. Then it happened again with the flashback. Because that's so random that he has a flashback of Illumi. But then Gon slapped him, brought him back. This is a good distraction. I wonder if he imbues his blade with Nen, or if that's he has to. Using the knowledge they gained as a way it means to escape, or what? Ooh. If the exit is blocked, make your own. To me, I would have Gon stay because he has no memory of Kurapika at all. Wait, what did he say? Who is slow? Oh, the slanted... Oh, I thought it said slow. But it's below. He'll have to follow Gon.
して手前の部屋に隠れて俺をやり過ごし廊下に出た。
They're pretty smart.
気配が消えた。絶か。
Now it's like a Clint Eastwood movie.
やり合う気か。バカが。
Face Off.
天と連の口頭を応用。
An advanced application of Ten and Ren. Well, too much is going on for my brain to compute what's going on.
体の周囲数ミリ
To remember all of them.
数センチの間隔でまとっているオーラを自分の必要な感覚まで広げる。
And you can sense things? Yep.
潜む視覚はおろか、舞い落ちる木の葉の数さえ把握できる。いかにお前らが気配を断ち、音を消して近づこうと、この中に入り込めば即座に切る。
Is there a way to even combat that with an advanced form?
バカ。チェあいつぶっ飛ばしたかったのに。
Yep, they know when to fight and when not to.
返り討ちにあってあの領域 100%？ 念の基礎しか知らない俺たちの叶う相手じゃないね。
Oh yeah, they only know the basics. I forgot Kurapika and would probably be the one to know all the advanced forms.
俺の役。キルアはそれをクールに止めてくれなくちゃ。
Yep, good duo right there.
してるんだから。勝手なやつ。で、どうするこれから。そりゃ何がしたいかによるさ。俺、あいつらぶっ倒したい。まあ、そりゃ最初の趣旨から外れちゃいないけどな。けど、そのためには。
Yep. How are you gonna do that though?
奴らと対等に渡り合えるだけの潜在能力が念にはあるはずなんだ。それを知るには、クラピカに聞くのが一番手っ取り。
Now that he knows he's the chain user, because he's the guy they're after.
仲間を倒したっていう鎖野郎がクラピカだからさ。
Now they both know.
やっぱり気づいて
So you can't have them be touched again by Pakunoda.
もしそうなら、俺たちにもチャンス。
You have to find Kurapika.
クラピカと同じ
Let's bring the band back together.
俺たちの資質に合った俺たちだけの能力。
Maybe Kurapika will be the one to teach them actual techniques.
使える能力が
Own their own techniques.
その答えの鍵を握ってるのがクラピカってことか。ああ、
Well, it sure as hell ain't Leorio, you know? And who else do we know?
その頃、
Easier to find Kurapika than it is to find Wing.
新たな嵐が巻き起ころうとしていた。
Fuck yeah. That was dope. That was dope. So, let's discuss. Episode 50. Just give me a big bowl full of the essence of these kind of episodes right here. Just drop it down right in front of me. A big old bowl with big scoops of that dense interweaving of character and plot building, the dialogue and the interaction between all these personalities. Everything I just watched, dump it in that bowl, lay it down in front of me at the table. And then the action just ever so nicely sprinkled on top. That's a bussin' meal right there. An entire episode hanging out entirely with the Phantom Troupe, giving us this first chance glimpse into the inner dynamics of the troupe and each individual member, like seeing Nobunaga shed tears for Uvogin, listening to the group argue and bicker amongst one another, watching them sit down and either reminisce or strategize. It keeps your eyes and ears hooked because there's never an end to learning even more about who we think we already know very well, like Gon and Killua, but also it even proves there to be even greater hidden depths to the most mysterious characters like the troupe as individual members and as the collective group. And you know, it's obvious that Tagashi is a lover of film and TV and anime and manga or comics and all other forms of storytelling media. It's clear to me how much he has to have been a consumer of stories as well as eventually becoming the creator of his own, because He is expertly aware of what fascinates and intrigues viewers most when it comes to the characters within stories. There's no better way to understand a viewer or a consumer than to be a viewer yourself or a consumer yourself. We attach ourselves greater to heroes and protagonists who are flawed and imperfect because as a result it allows us to relate to them more. Likewise, the way you create more interesting, complex, dynamic villains and antagonists is instilling them with positive, likable qualities and a sense of morality. Kurapika, Killua, Gon, they each have their own deep personal traumas they deal with. They have baggage and they each have their own flaws. They may not be classical heroes, but they are imperfect protagonists, and we love them for and because of that aspect about them. And with the troupe, we're beginning to see a real sense of loyalty, affection, and even some nuanced morality. And I was wondering from last episode how things were going to play out when Killua and Gon entered the lair with the two of them on a first name basis with Hisoka, having quite an extensive personal history and connection there. Hisoka immediately says what we're all thinking: play dumb. Don't give anything away. Don't say anything. Don't even look at him for too long to risk any signs of mutual recognition. We could count on Killua to catch on immediately. We could also count on Gon to be a little slow, but he caught on eventually. The two of them got saved big time. I completely forgot about the fact that they actually are previously acquainted with another member of the troupe, with Shizuku, back when Gon and her arm wrestled each other. What a lucky out to avoid lying and possibly getting caught in that lie by being able to cover up those tracks by then taking another route and by being able to actually tell the truth. That is so clutch in that tense situation. They actually had an alibi of sorts. They had an out, let alone to then have Franklin and Phaeton back it up as reliable witnesses on the troop side to not only verify Gon and Killua were telling the truth, but to also remind Shizuku, hey, you lost against Gon. There were also many hallmarks to this episode too during this scene. Arm wrestling and broken arms seem to be the major constants in Hunter x Hunter. It even remains true for the 1999 series we're also watching on the side. We've already seen arm wrestling take place before. And Gon almost having his arm broken for a third time. Like, dude, you are so lucky you're an enhancer to just be fixing yourself up like this. I didn't know the arm counter was going to end up being so serious and extensive. And Gon, throughout the series, with his personality, attitude, and charm, has won many people over, and today was no exception. It seems Nobunaga has taken a liking to him, maybe even respect, you could say, has been garnered. Maybe Gon has even won Nobunaga over. The one thing, though, that I've continuously been really hoping to gain more knowledge and exposure on every time we get the chance to watch the troupe, or however long or short, whenever possible, is each member's abilities or role in the troupe. And here we were afforded that chance to learn of Pakunoda's ability, which she appears to be able to scan or course through one's memories and extract information. We do not know exactly how this is possible, besides through touch, most likely, as Killua deduced. Though I don't remember her touching Gon, I could be mistaken, nor how this ability exactly works, as in how much of one's memories can she access, things like that. Kind of reminds me of like a combination between Professor X's psionic powers and the Cerebro, and then like Dumbledore's Pensieve. I find it quite interesting because you can see how Crollo and the troupe almost maybe purposely min max their abilities as a group, a very intentional catering to certain advantages and techniques and roles. For example, Uvogin and Franklin are brutes, pure offense, physical power, dealing damage. However, they're the minority. They seem to have covered so many other bases that have made them so successful and feared and mysterious and untraceable. Shizuku can clean up all traces of their involvement or presence. Shalnark can infiltrate and gather immense information. He knows a vast range of knowledge. People value his advice and analysis. He is a techie and I assume a hacker. And he's a manipulator with some ability that gives him complete control over somebody's body. Pakunoda, as we learned today, can read people's memories. Phaeton is a torturer. Machi can literally attach limbs back together and also track. So it just seems like such a cohesive, thoughtful, completely thought through unit. You're covering all bases. You have like no weaknesses, and if you do, it can all be cleaned up. But right now, the biggest concern is the chain user. That's all they have to go by. Pakunoda scanned Gon and Killua's memories to see if they know the chain user. Luckily for them, while they do know Kurapika, the two are unaware their friend is the one who killed Uvo and the one that they're searching for. It isn't until one of them mentioned the fact that the chain user was hired by the Nostrada family and the Mafia that Killua's mind pieces the puzzle together and suspects Kurapika is the one that they're after, meaning the last thing he can let happen now is have Pakunoda touch him to scan his memories again, because this time she would see the image of Kurapika, as well as reveal his knowledge and connection to him. So, while the troupe do appear to be a very cohesive unit, like every group in reality, though, there is some disagreement and controversy and difference in opinion. Not everybody's going to get along always. Nobunaga and Phaeton, they get pretty heated, which goes against one of the rules that they have. No serious fights. There can be no serious bad blood in this brotherhood. And Shalnark is the one trying to refocus the group. And it's interesting to note how, in Crollo's absence, even though everyone exists on the same plane or on equal rank with one another, there's no hierarchy besides Crollo being the leader, that Shalnark seemingly stands out from the rest to be the one with de facto leader authority. The one, and also the one that people listen to. He's the one refocusing the group's efforts, supporting Pakunoda's findings and justifying decision making with that, kind of pointing fingers, making delegations, and even deploying the troupe into their split up teams for their next mission. So I think that's interesting. I love how quickly the tension wrapped up to near chaos ensuing. Nobunaga beats Gon round after round after round in arm wrestling while simultaneously interrogating him. Just as Nobunaga described Uvo, those traits you see are reflected by Gon, another enhancer. This personality test analysis that I did really coming in. So it was such a cold, savage moment when Gon's emotions get compromised and he's yelling at Nobunaga how can they mourn for the death of one of their own, but can't share a fraction of that grief for the countless that they've killed? And his aura surrounds him, giving him the strength to beat Nobunaga and force his hand down. Phaeton takes hold of him, threatens to break his arm. Killua's instinct is to try and protect him. Hisoka immediately steps in, puts a card to Killua's neck, drawing blood. And I can see that in two ways. Hisoka is playing his part very well. Very, very well. And he stepped in for two reasons. Preventing Killua from doing something stupid and risking his life and Gon's, but at the same time would have had no issue or hesitation killing Killua right then and there if he had to. And that, I think, is the fact of the matter. Killua immediately realizes in that moment when he freezes that Hisoka's interest in Gon or the lives of both of them only go so far. Exposing his true identity and his infiltration to the rest of the troop is not something he can risk happen out of his control, even if it means killing those two boys, his playthings, ending their lives before he can see them mature. He don't care. Always him first. This straightforwardness, outspokenness, bravery, just sheer brutish determination from Gon is what charmed Nobunaga, as it reminded him of his friend that he refuses to believe lost in a fair fight. He won Nobunaga over enough that it seems he wants to use Gon to fill the enhancer-shaped hole he has in his heart now. They're down an enhancer. Nobunaga proposes and even offers to Gon a spot in the troop. He wants to actively recruit him. Have it, which is interesting because if the chain user did kill Uvo, wouldn't it go the same route that Hisoka did, where that chain user would then get recruited to fill in that person's spot? But Nobunaga wants to fill in that spot with Gon. Have a new enhancer to have his back, though this time a young buck he could maybe take under his wing as an apprentice. Of course, Gon wholeheartedly refuses, but Nobunaga says he'll bring it up to Chrollo when he returns, and refuses to let Gon and Killua go beforehand. Even though Franklin and Shalnark over there voted in favor of just letting them free. So it's interesting and cool to see such diversity in opinion and viewpoint amongst the troop, the politics. It comes to votes or majority agreement, I suppose, or people work with one another, they talk it out, or they just, I don't know how it goes. The politics are interesting. It's a healthy amount of freedom to express your own words and ideas, which lends to having such diverse viewpoints and opinions. I think that's good, not just authoritarian. And I think this whole scene depicts the greater essence of Hunter x Hunter quite well too, and the underlying thoughts and ideas and themes. The lack of morality, the questioning of its existence, or the unimportance of it when it comes to the reality of this world. Because, the troop, who are seen as monsters, as Gon said himself, are capable of emotional reminiscence, feeling melancholy, ambivalence, and grief, which all seem to extinguish any sliver of understanding Gon or even us might have previously had of the troop. Like Gon said, he thought they were heartless monsters, yet they feel grief, meaning they are capable of processing and acknowledging the harm they cause. Nobunaga says he will find Uvo no matter how many he has to kill. Since he feels such pain, Nobunaga is then the guiltier one by far from the blood on his hands than he would be if he were ignorant or like Uvogin. Gon sees hypocrisy in valuing one life more than 1,000 others, swearing vengeance while also not caring for or letting the similar rage of the victim's loved ones have any impact on his choices. It's a powerful moment for Gon, allegorically and literally, as his nen flares. That is what causes his nen to flare. And this is where morality blurs, because what does this say about Gon or his own ideas of killing? It's all vague and confusing still, because if we look at Gon, let's take our eyes off Nobunaga and the troop, and let's look at Gon, who is our protagonist. Turn the tables and flip it back on him. His best friend is an assassin who has killed beyond count. Same as the troop. And this doesn't appear to bother him at all. But Gon himself, if I understand or remember correctly, he has no body count of his own. So even morally for Gon, he makes a clear distinction even when it comes to killing between the actions of Killua and that of the troop. Just something interesting to think about. The PTSD flashbacks Killua endured during this episode were also particularly interesting I want to highlight in this discussion. Killua watched as Gon was bullied into submission, which seemed painful for Killua to watch, especially as he could do nothing. With Hisoka at his throat, he knew he would likely be killed had he moved an inch. But his one major thought to himself was, if he had to witness Gon suffer a lethal, fatal attack, would he have been able to do anything at all, let alone even move? Could he have? Would he have? Would he have moved regardless, risking his own death for Gon? But even further, could he? Would his fear overtake him, or would what Illumi told him be true, that he wouldn't actually do anything for his best friend, and instead stay still, when he knows to never take a fight he can't win? That is what triggers those PTSD flashbacks to that final tournament when he faced his brother Illumi face to face. That's why it's super powerful when he does offer to sacrifice himself for Gon to escape, because it goes against everything Illumi told him, or everything that was like previously drilled into him. And that's why this was like the first time I really understood what Illumi's specific lines were when he said those things to Killua. I finally understood how what Illumi said to Killua insinuated to Killua is inhuman, incapable of valuing anything or anyone over his own self-preservation. Killua's impulse to protect Gon, his best friend, is what Illumi says is impossible for Killua to possess. As a result of Killua fighting Illumi's past influence, confronting these feelings and questions in his own head, what he can do, what he wants to do, what he's willing to do, to examine his own heart and mind for the first time, really as his own individual now, that's some completely raw emotions that are completely foreign to him, which can leave him totally vulnerable, even paralyzed, as we see. We for sure see where his heart lied this episode, as he pled for Gon to use his sacrifice as a means to escape. But this is a new part of himself, unlike his past entirely. It combats his usual calm, cool, collected self. But this is a whole different kind of duress he is under, something he will have to learn to try to unify. I think it will be very important to remember and put a bookmark on what went on in Killua's head this episode, because I can break it down psychologically, like right now, or like I was saying during the episode itself. I could also I really do not trust Illumi whatsoever, and I still have this creeping suspicion that as a manipulator, Illumi might have control over Killua, which is depicted in these flashes of purple haze when Killua's eyes change and you see him almost snap out of it, like what he's snapping out of something. His own mind overpowering Illumi maybe, or when Gon hit him, when Gon hit Killua over the head, it like snapped him out of something again too. I don't know. It's just suspicious that the last time we saw that purple background with Killua was with Illumi, when Killua acted strangely and killed that individual. And then here we see that same purple background for the first time in so long, with Killua acting very strangely all over again. It's very odd to me. I can't help but want to piece some shit together. But one big compliment I want to express this episode that I haven't in this series so far, even though I should have, of course, already. It's just that this episode specifically, with these key scenes, had me thinking it especially. The VAs in Hunter x Hunter just absolutely rock. Both Gon and Killua, the voice actors, really shine this episode. They're all amazing in every episode, but in particular, like when Gon and Killua are having a shouting match against one another, and the cherry on top when Gon is like, "Yeah, I have no idea because I'm stupid." And it's just a great verbal fight between two people who simply care about one another and are trying to protect each other. Gon is the one this time to lecturing Killua not to act stupid, because that's Gon's job. Gon knows he is the crazy one who can yell crazy stuff out, because he has Killua who he can count on to stay cool and stop him. And Killua thinks that's totally selfish of Gon, while Gon thinks Killua talking about sparing Gon from the darkness and dying like it's nothing is what's selfish of him. So you meet in the middle. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. You're letting your feelings and your thoughts out. You know, it would be awful for either of them if the other was hurt. That's what's implied here. Loyalty and friendship above all. And at the end of the day, this scene and this episode in particular is really awesome, that confronts two different personalities playing roles in this friendship. You know, much like real life, though we have much lower stakes, I imagine, in our real life friendships, even though they can all be equally complex and delicate. And it all ending with just this understanding between the two in silence, a successful escape, and Killua just softly calling Gon an idiot. Always so good together. I love it. But what has me truly hyped is what Killua said at the end. Killua knows the truth. So does Gon now, because he shared it with them. So the duo and Kurapika seemingly share the same common goal now. Likewise, Killua realizes him and Gon need to really evolve their knowledge and training in Nen well past the basics they only have now. If Kurapika is the chain user the troop is after, who has defeated a member of the troop, surely he can train them well. Not only that, but Kurapika can have two of his friends standing beside him. Hopefully Leorio too. Maybe he can train. That would be good. That would be good. It's all mutually beneficial. Kurapika has a world of hurt still coming, I imagine, for him. But his friends can stand with him and can lead him more towards the light and away from damnation. As well as they can all pursue this goal of theirs that they share now. Even Hisoka can maybe get in on this action since he's partnered with Kurapika. You know, we've been waiting for this, for the point when these threads finally come together. I was saying the threads are coming together probably 10 episodes ago, as I was waiting for whenever the hell our squad was going to finally reunite already. And here it seems to be arriving. Cannot fucking wait. I can't wait for us to be trained as well. That's what I love during the training and learning moments in Hunter x Hunter, because we look through the eyes of Gon or Killua. I learn and train too. Like, I didn't know what N was, because neither did Kurapika or the boys. The ability to extend your aura well past your physical form over large distances, even allowing you to count the leaves that fall within your aura. Intense stuff. I love learning, and that's what I hope to be doing too, as we see our squad finally come together. Hopefully I don't have to keep saying the threads are coming together. It's all coming together. The pieces to the puzzle are coming together. They're going to reunite. I don't have to keep coping with it to eventually come. I think now it is arriving. But with that, I think I'm going to end the discussion there and save it for the next episode. If you made it to the end, if you're still here, before you go, like the video to support this series and subscribe if you're not already. Stay in the loop on our journey here together. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below. Follow me on my social medias. Remember that I always offer early access and exclusive Let's Watch series to my supporters over on Patreon. Having said all that, and with that said, so long, farewell, until next time, thank you, stay dangerous, be yourself, and I hope you have a good one. Peace.